Now, he hasn't been in this company really very long. He's been in the industry uh, quite a while. And actually, we had our event here, the Power Player event here on Thursday, and he was the MC. And I'm telling you, his energy, it's contagious. You feel the passion that he has for this company. You feel the passion that he has for the industry. And especially so many of the people in the company, both the corporate and a lot of the top leaders that he knows already. His business has been growing and growing and growing. And if I'm correct, I just read it past the 8,000 mark, or it's right around there in such a short period of time. So if you are really looking at building this business, you absolutely want to take out your pen and paper right now and start to take notes, because he is the man that you want to be listening to. So I'm going to bring him on here, and he is so fantastic and full of energy. Let's welcome on Royal Crown, Dave Ives. Hey there, Dave. How you doing?
After that intro, I better bring some energy. I think if I was under the weather, I would have to fake it, I think, with that introduction. But thank you, Carla. And yeah, I remember only a few short weeks ago, we had time together. And of course, we just had the power play, which I think after 14 years being in this industry, chef by background, and for those of my friends in the United States and the Canadian market, you know what Denny's is. I was a Denny's grill chef. So that's my background, not as public speaker, not an entrepreneur, although I was a traditional businessman, not a serial entrepreneur. And I've been to many conventions, but I got to tell you, if you were on the Power Play Thursday just gone, that was one of the best opening, and the content was phenomenal. But the opening and the closing speeches by our founders, if you could not been moved, not by only their story, the vision, and to most importantly, accept that these people were going to be really leading the charge, and all we got to do is hold on to their coattails and make things happen. So, yeah, been with them in May, 2 years. So it's been a great 2 years. Been a frustrating 2 years, because when you see something as visual as this, and you see the magnitude, you just want to get there as fast as possible. So, but we're having a lot of fun along the way.
Okay, now there's so many people, Dave, that are really looking at, this company, because, there's so many things happening. But I want to just back up just a second, because you actually have been in the industry, like you said, for many years. And I just want to take that few seconds to say, why Zinzino? Um, why did you choose them?
I mean, that's a question that comes up all the time, Carla. And I wasn't disgruntled with the industry. I was actually in a fork in the road. I was 51 when I saw Zinzino after 3 years of rejecting even to take a look by Marco Pastanante. And I owe everything to him for being consistent and saying, Dave, you really need to look at Zinzino. It's unlike any other company in the market. Now, that to me, that's a sales positioning, right? That's a sales pitch, because that's what everybody says. But when I took my time to sit down and saw the significant differences, that for one, Zinzino had real customers up and beyond any other company I'd been in with. And I've been in some multi-billion-dollar companies. Now, yes, they generated a billion, but it wasn't on real customer volume. It would have been on recruitment, maybe acquisition. They would have had a few customers, but the ratio wasn't in the right ratio status. There was more people in the business than that were on the product. And when I saw the numbers in Zinzino, they had way more people on the product as customers than they had as being entrepreneurs. That meant they had the model right. So then I dug deeper. Not only did they have the ratio right, but why were people getting on the product? Why were they staying on the product? And why were they on the product longer than anything I'd ever seen? And when I dug deeper, I realized that if I was going to build one more time, I wanted to build it once, I wanted to build it properly, and I wanted it to be able to last out longer than I could last. And the only way you can do that is with real customers. And so the biggest thing for me is Zinzino. Now, I can't say they're the only one in the industry, but the ones that I've been exposed to, a part of, that no one ever it came even close to what Zinzino had and put on the table. Yeah, so that really got me excited again.
I love that. And but that's the thing. The products work, and so people want to be customers, whether they're going to sign up into as a partner or not. People want the products. So and we love them. I mean, I can't personally do without them for me or my family. So we know that's one of the best things about it. But so then you chose Enzino. So I want to go into, you've been building and you've been building fast. So what is it that does that you can actually grow? Why would you say is the key for you to be able to grow as fast as you are?
Um, everyone has a reason, everyone has a why, but you've got to make sure that it's important to you. Because if I would like to, it will be nice if, I hope it does, then they are all terms that allows us a back door not to do something. Because, it would have been nice if that worked out. Well, I had decided at 51 that if I was going to build one more time, I needed to build fast. I needed to build properly. More importantly, I had to burn my bridges. I had to take down the rear view mirror, the side mirrors. I had to take my distractions away outside of my faith, my family, my responsibilities, but then my business. And I treated it like a business. And I got to be, I'm being real honest. I don't even think I've worked hard in the last 2 years. I've just realized that you have to work smart. And smart is you need to go find a mentor. I've been blessed with Marco Passanante and directly. So they're my two mentors. And if they tell me what I need to be doing, I don't question it.
Okay,
I
wait,
think you've got to
wait.
get to a point in our life that we stop.
I have to stop you. I mean, seriously, this is like key, because I'm sitting here going, wait a minute. Are you telling me that within 2 years you have 8,000 customers in your team and you didn't work hard to do it? Because everybody wants to have that, Dave. That income that you've already generated is absolutely crazy. And you didn't work hard, and you had, I mean, it doesn't make sense. You have to explain that like really down to details for the rest of us.
So for those who know me, and I mentioned the equivalent of a grill chef, a Denny's chef, but I borrowed the money from, you would call Wells Fargo, right? That's a bank in the United States, I believe. Wells Fargo.
Yes, it is.
United Kingdom, we would have we had HSBC, which is the bank I borrowed my money from. Now, I borrowed £250,000, so nearly 300,000 American dollars. I bought a premises, and then I had 9 staff who never all turned up on the same day. In fact, when they didn't turn up, I had to work. So I was first in, last out, in at 4 a.m. in the morning, home at midnight, a single father with a 1-year-old baby and a 16-year-old son, full custody, bringing them up on my own, working 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. In fact, I remembered yesterday, as I shared with someone, in 5 years of building that business, 4 years of building that business, I actually had 5 days off in 4 years. I collapsed. I got up to about 240 pounds, so heavy, collapsed, went into a coma, 3 days in a coma. They put it down to poor nutrition and stress. That's working hard.
Mhm.
That's working hard. Hey, is it juicy? Do I pronounce it juicy? Yeah.
Juicy.
How do I pronounce it?
That sounds good. Juicy.
Is it juicy? Okay. Hey, okay. Hey, Juicy. Hey, this is Dave. How you been? Yeah. Hey, buddy. Just a quick one. You still training, buddy? So health's still important to you, right? Hey, buddy. Just a quick one. If there was a test that you and I could take that could show whether we were in or out of balance with our diet right now, would you check out a 2-minute video? Yeah, not a problem, my friend. You still on the same email? Okay, let me get it over to you. And what time do you get out of work tomorrow? Really? What time do you get kids out? What time do kids go down? So about 8:30. Hey, bud, I'll give you a call tomorrow about 8:30. See if you managed to watch it. And if you like what you see, I'd love you to join the health campaign with me. Sound good? 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, single dad, 1-year-old child, 16-year-old son, and 9 staff that didn't turn up all day. That's hard. I had to learn to do this. This is not hard. It's hard here. It's hard here. So I embraced reading again. I started at 51 soaking up audios that said I was able to, and I wasn't going to listen to people who told me that thing won't work. Yeah, it's a publicly traded company. Its customers have gone from 180,000 to nearly 400,000. Their share value has gone from 1.7 euro to closed out yesterday at 8.4 euros. Am I going to listen to people or who don't pay my bills because they tell me they don't want to turn off the TV and stop watching football, where I was willing to turn off the football to become a full-time dad? That's hard.
You know, I
Hey,
didn't think
Cindy.
of it. You can see
Hey, how's the family?
I'm like in awe here because I'm like, yeah, I guess I didn't think about that. I had 4 teenage kids at the time, and this I love. You know, it just makes sense, Dave. This is so. So this industry is fantastic. I get it. Okay, so you're not working hard. So then we need to know exactly what do you do. So you're holding up your mentoring book. So you're following somebody who's already building this business. And then, but what are you doing? What are you doing to be growing the business? So like when you got started in Zinzino, explain the simple steps that you got started doing. What are the things that people need to do to get started, to follow, to have the business like you have?
Well, and we'll run the parallel of my Denny's restaurant, right? When we don't call it Denny's over here, we call it the Little Chef. It was a little chef, but I became a very big chef in the Little Chef because I used to eat more than I used to. A little bit of an in-house joke, but the reality is, whatever you invest in, my business did not give me a roadmap. My business didn't tell me how I designed an advert. My business didn't tell me how I created a menu. I had to figure that all out. Here we have the express staff. It gives us these action steps. But the challenge is most of us look at those action steps as how simplistic they are. Surely that cannot be the key. And we look to sophisticate it, complicate it, make it look sexy. There is nothing sexy in opening a book and making a list. But people don't make a list. People make a list in their mind of who they think that will, and when the 3 that they thought that will don't, they don't even think about everybody else they knew, because the top 3 they thought would, if they're not going to do it, no one else is interested. But they didn't follow the instruction. No one ever told me to make a list of everyone I thought would do it. They said make a list of everybody you know, and then we'll teach you how to approach them. It's the action steps, the boring, mundane, repetitive, simplistic stuff. Make a list. Learn how to contact. How do I contact? I asked Carla, what do you say? Well, how long have you been doing it, Carla? 4 years. You're a crown. Fantastic. I'm just getting in. I'm an orthodontist, but I'm not a crown in Zinzino. What do you actually say? What I did outside of this didn't make any difference. To learn the process, how to implement. So the building actions are very simple, but they're simple not to do it, and it requires discipline to do it consistently. That's the key.
Okay, so you're saying that it's just the simplicity of things. So so you get into the business. Now I know that you said, you know, when people look at a regular job and they're wanting to do Zinzino, it's because they want a different lifestyle. They want to have it a different thing in the long run. So for me, that's kind of like saying you need to know why you want to do this, because then you get to do this. And then what you want to do is, the only thing you need to do is to keep it simple, do the basics. So you showed us a little bit about, you know, just simply making a phone call. That sounds really simple. But what are the things, why is it, if it's that simple, Dave, of making a list, contacting people and showing them things, so what's the difference of people who are doing that and people who are not doing that?
I think there's a middle ground. I call it no man's land. Okay, so you've got, whether we're a business owner like I was, I'm just an overpaid employee with more stress. Okay, the business owned me. So we got that employee mentality. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm not, don't take it out of context. But then we're shown something else. But to get to that other place, we must cross a bridge of entrepreneurship. So we start to invest in a business of our own, but we start treating a business of our own with a wage mentality, meaning, oh, I've been in this thing a week, where's my money? But we've got to learn the principle of sow and reaping by, yes, I keep my main income coming in because I need that for my responsibilities. But over here, over time, I'm building my freedom. And there was an old saying, I just remembered it yesterday. Again, I had a relapse yesterday with a lot of people. I remember a saying that from 9 to 5, I make a living. From 5 to 9, I build my freedom. From 9 to 5, I build a living. From 5 to 9, I build my freedom. Yeah, but Dave, I missed. There's a game on tomorrow night. You watch the game. I'm building my freedom. It's easy to, and it's easy not to, right? So, Carla, you said, know my why. Yeah, we must know our why. That's not good enough. Now we have to take it one step further. I know my why. You ready? Write this one down. Do I want it bad enough? Because if we don't, it falls into that category. That'll be nice. If that happens, I hope it does. There's no hope. This is done. This is done. And now I just got to go do the work. See, it doesn't take a moment to make a decision. It may take a bit longer to make that decision a reality.
Okay, so how long would you say that is taking? Let's say we've got, do you know how much it's been growing lately? I mean, Encino's growing crazy right now. So there's a lot of new people that are getting in the business. And so you say we're doing the simple things, make a decision to do this, and you're going to have it a done deal. How long? Because a lot of people have been like saying, okay, I did this for a couple months, and I'm not rich yet. I'm not in the millionaire thing yet. So how long should they put aside to say, this is what you need to do? Do these things for this amount of time. Do you have any formula for that?
How long have I been? Yeah, no formula. There's no formula other than how long have I been trying to lose weight? Every time I get started, right? And then I do okay for a week, then I do then a month, and now I get lazy and fall back into my old habits. So it's a yo-yo. And people build their finances the same way. They're a yo-yo. They do something when they feel like it, so they put some effort in, and then something happens. Maybe family, maybe relationship, maybe career, maybe finances, and it stops them. And every time we have to start, it's harder to start again. We get involved, but that start, we really mucks around with our thinking, because you go, hold a moment, it was tough to get started before because I'm doing something new. Now I know how hard it was to get started. Now I've stopped. I like it, but I have to do it again. That we lose detachment from our reason, and we start looking at the effort. When we ever look at the effort, we'll always be distracted, and we'll take the easy way out. We'll take the easy way out. When we look at the results and we fall in love with the process, then you get disciplined. Well, my friends are going out tonight. Well, you know what? I'll go out with them in the next few weeks when I want to. Or, hey, I'll be asking my friends, hey, you coming to the Maldives to do some diving? No, I'm working. Oh, yeah. You remember that time you laughed at me when I didn't go out for a beer? That really didn't do anything for my lifestyle, but other than waste money and put a little bit of extra calories. Yeah. Well, now I'm diving, spearfishing the fish. I'd love for you to come with me and Cajun cook them on the beaches and watch the sunset, but you can't. Oh. Now, success is a wonderful thing when you start to go, I've got to make decisions for me and my family, regardless of who's cheering, regardless who's not cheering.
Hmm.
You've got to get
But
to a point where we are unmovable from what we want from whatever we choose to do.
and you're a family man, and so because if you're working on this and you're doing different things, are you? How do you involve? I mean, the family and the kids.
Well, between Shan and I, we've got 6 children. I've got 2 grandchildren. She's laughing at the other side because I'm sitting at the kitchen table right now. If I could turn the camera around, you realize we're human beings just like you. And that's the biggest thing. We think Orion and Hilda are these super aliens that look immaculate, and Marco Passanante's hair never moves. He's got this good. We think these people are perfect. Trust me, they ain't. They're human beings. So guess what? You've got to involve those people. If you haven't got children, like Marco and his fiance, they don't have children, so they can't relate to me when I talk about 6 children, right? So, but doesn't prevent 6. We got to just time manage. I love what somebody said the other day. We don't have. I think it was Vibeke. Vibeke said we don't have time management issues. We have efficiency time issues. It's not that I've got 10 hours a week to put in it. It's what I do in the hour I put in. You can get more done in an hour with the right mindset, right discipline, than someone who's poking at this for 10 hours and tell everybody it's taking every minute of this now. Take no, you're not doing everything. You're thinking about it all the time, but you're not doing the right steps. If you stop thinking and ask a question, hey, Ernie, what do I need to do next? Well, Dave, this is what we need to do. Great. Can you show me how you do that? Teach them by showing them. Okay, hold my hand. Ernie does it. I copy Ernie. Ernie allows me to do it, and he critiques me, and we do it together. Now, Ernie's mentoring me. Right. But to be mentored, guess what? I've got to put my 51 years aside and go, Ernie, I'm sorry. I don't know this. I know you're only 28. Look at him, right? He's 28. But if he's got what I want, I've got to have that humility to say, teach me. Opening, Orion said, get this book. Love this. I've got to read this to you, people. This is wonderful. First opening line. Great leaders are first great students. Indeed, if a person is too big to follow, then he or she is too small to lead. Oh, that's just on page 1. I've got all this to read. I can't, I'm hungry. I'm hungry for mentoring, not, oh, let me tell you what I've done. Let me tell you what I'm learning. Because if we're learning, that means we're ripe. If we're not learning, it means we're rotten. That's an old saying as well. You're either ripe or rotten. You're not in the middle. A banana is not, it doesn't stay perfect for long, does it?
I love that. And I actually heard Shan giggling in the background at it because I did the same thing. I love that. Okay. So one of the things that you've said in this is to work smart. So I think maybe that's something I'd like to know more of, because you're saying do the basics, do them continuously. Don't start and stop. And then working smart, because there's so many people out there, Dave, that have kids. Not everybody has 6. So if you're building this in 2 years and you guys together have 6 kids, you have to be working somehow smarter than other things. So what are the things that people can do to be working smarter?
Well, one of the things I would encourage everybody is, decide what is it that you want, and then share your dreams. We're looking to move to the States within 3 years. So as we look at properties and as we look at floor plans, and we have the kids, and particularly Logan, she'll go, which is my bedroom, and we have them walking through the house plans with us. And so she subliminally, we're getting them to buy into the dream, because it's not our dream, my dream or Shan's, it's our dream. So one of the things is dream build with your kids. The other thing is date the dream. What do you mean? Well, one of my dreams is a Prevost motorhome when I move to the States and take 6 weeks off in the holidays and get the watch, get my phone. I've done it before and I love it because it fires me up. Throw my phone in the air, throw my watch in the air and shoot it for 6 weeks and no one can get hold of me. There's no time of day. And the kids decide, do we go east, west, north, or south until the sun sets? And tomorrow, if you didn't get to choose today, Johnny, then Bob, you can choose tomorrow, okay? But for 6 weeks, we're going to travel, eat, stop, talk, experience, watch the sunrise, watch the sunset. Yeah, we get them buying into the dream. So when Daddy, sweetheart, Daddy's just on with Carla right now. It's got to be about 45 minutes. Is that okay? Yeah, Daddy's helping other people. Okay, remember the RV? Love you, sweetheart. Okay, guys, nice to be here. That's how you do it. You involve those around you so they realize you aren't just working, you're building. There's a difference in building a future than working in a business.
That's also a really good, role model for your kids too, I think. I mean, they must really respect dad for saying, "Oh, he's going after his dreams."
Well, I mean, it was either that or buy myself a lazy boy, put a big 55-inch screen up and get some cords light and just sit in the chair and pull the lever.
Okay. I love it. I love it. Okay, well, we love the dream, listening to it. So when you do get to there and you're traveling around the U.S., we're all going to be following along on your 6 weeks. And when you're going to post once in a while, we get those pictures. Okay, so the rest of us want to get there too. So we got to the point where it's making the decision. We also got to getting started, learning the basics, know how to make a list, know how to make a phone call, know how to do a meeting, know what to send. And then the mentoring matters. So the personal development is a great big deal. And then continuously building on this. Is that kind of the
Yeah.
key, or what am I missing here, Dave? What else do
No, you wrap it all up. I think if making the list is a physical activity, the more we believe in what we're doing, the more we have confidence and posture in ourselves, the bigger names we'll put on the list. So the list is the list, right? Some of us will put people on the list that are our level and below based on our level of posture, the level of confidence.
Okay,
I
well,
was told
you
from day
explain that.
one.
Yeah. You need to explain that a little bit. What do you mean by put them on the list and us up or down or below? Or could you explain it some?
So John Maxwell wrote a book, and many of us know the title, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Success. And one of that is called Law of the Lid. So imagine 0 to 10, we are a number. Denny Chef, a 5. So my confidence level is of a 5. Now, somebody who may be a 6 or a 7 could be a surgeon, a cardiologist, could be an orthopedic surgeon, could be a professional accountant, could be a top engineer. But my friend who's a painter and decorator, my guy who's a mechanic, I may feel that I'm better than them, not just subliminally, and maybe I see them as a 4. Hey, Hatel, you're a mechanic, you're my friend. Hey, you need this, and now I think I'm doing Hatel a favor. And remember, everything's about duplication. What we do, they do. So if Hatel does get in and Hatel duplicates me, guess what? He's going to go and talk to a 3. And then a 3 is going to talk to a 2. And before you know it, you've got someone minus number. And you're wondering why. They need this really badly. Why aren't they building? Why? They need some self-development fast. They need to be around the culture. Whereas if I stretch myself and go, I'm a 5, but that Carla, gosh, she's a state prosecuting attorney of XYZ. And if I could just, do you know what? I don't have the confidence, but I do know of her. But why don't I grab my upline who's already successful and gone through that growing process and do a 3-way and leverage their posture with my connections that helps me raise my lid? 3 ways are the key to my success.
Okay, so tell
everyone.
You're doing 3 ways, Dave. You've built a great big business, so you're still doing 3-way calls.
3 ways. Every person I approach, attract, gets in front of Marco or gets in front of Orion.
Wow.
I don't need them to show the plan. I need them to validate what's being shown to them. I need them to see what the potential is because I'm not there yet. And you know what? People sometimes don't want to get in with people that have arrived because they don't believe it's possible, but they love to lock arms with someone who's on the journey because together maybe we can get there.
Mm, wow.
So if you use that positioning, you can enhance the speed of the growth and who you attract.
And who you attract. So these numbers and things, it's also a lot about the personal development. So that's why this book is really important. That's why the events are really important, because it's going to be a constant learning. So even though you've been in the industry for 14 years, you are still learning. I got that right?
Yeah, every Sunday we hold of course, Art is a legend. He's the GM of the United States, and Mastermind is an event that he holds once a year. And I've got CD after CD after CD of Mastermind. So each Sunday, we throw it open. Not everybody shows up. They don't see the value in personal growth. But for those who do, we do an hour listening to one of Art's speeches or one of the speaker's speeches. What do I do? This is smart. Remember walking smart? We talked about that, Carla. Is
Mhm.
it better for me? Is it better for me to read this and teach everyone what I've learned, or is it's smarter for me to promote the book and let everybody read it? Is it smarter for me to say, hey, let me listen to a speaker and make all the notes and try to be a communicator as well as they are, which I'm not? Or is it smarter to put the CD in and open a Zoom room and have 50, 60 people listen to a seven-figure income earner teaching them principles?
Mm,
That's smart use of my time.
mhm. That makes so much sense. Or I was a teacher, Dave. So if I had to go and individually teach every student, that would have taken a long time. That's why you put them in a classroom and you can teach them a lot easier. But we have classrooms too here on our phones with our Go Core app. Yeah, and that's
It's the best thing I've ever seen in the industry. And they throw that in on our auto order. And if we get 10 subscriptions, we get it for free. I mean, that's ridiculous.
wow. Yeah, and I love this. Okay, so Dave, you have been following us along or showing us what you've done for the last 2 years, and actually, I have to say, it kind of sounds simple. It sounds quite easy. It sounds like it's something everybody could do.
Yeah, you drink your oil and you share it with people you care about who have a believe health's important to them, and people that you know may be beneficiary of more income stream. Just ask them, are you open to business ideas? I'm part of a mega trend, online e-commerce, drop shipping like an Amazon model, test-based nutrition to the door to our consumer base. I mean, I've just told you what Zinzino is all about. People
I,
say, what do you say? But you've heard me say it so many times. Yeah, but I want to hear you say something differently because I can't believe it's that. No, 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 no. Hey, Christina, how are you? Good. Hey, let me ask you a quick question. How important to you? Yeah. Hey, Tom, how are you, buddy? Let me ask you a quick question. How important to you? Hey, Lucy, it's the same over and over again.
I love that. I
If
love
the
that.
wheel's not broken, don't fix it, as they say.
It just makes so much sense. And if a father, a couple with 6 kids, who can jump on a Zoom meeting to train everybody that's building here in all of North America. And actually, it's kind of fun, Dave, because I can see you said you're at the kitchen table and the family's walking back and forth, and we can see that with the mirror.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
There they are. Hey, family.
There's three of them. There's three of them.
I love it. I love it. It is fantastic to do that. Just to see you as a father sitting there at the family table talking about your goals and your dreams and what you're going to do and the goals that you've made as a family and are going to build this and not stop until you get there because you know that you know that you know you're going to make sure you get those dreams. I love it, Dave. I'm going to give you the last words here, and I, just to thank you for being on, because I think there's so many people that are listening on this, whether it's live or on the streaming, or they're listening to this as a recording. they have these goals and dreams too. And you make it sound simple and it's easy to do, and they want to reach them. They just need to follow what you're doing. I love it. It just gets me excited.
Well, I'd say that the thing to do is track your activity. Track your activity. Create some tracker, create a diary, create, how much time are you spending daily on personal development? How much time are you making for connection with new people? How much time are you using to follow up in your lunch break on your way home from work? Because most people, you build it to diamond while you're building a career. So if you can't track your activity, then you can't tweak your activity. And most people don't want to track it because then they can become accountable. And when they're not accountable, then they can make excuses why it's not working rather than pointing the finger and looking in the mirror and go, well, here's my tracker. You know what? I haven't spoken to anyone for 7 days. You know what? I haven't picked up a book. I haven't listened to an audio. I mean, go core, I'm getting it for free, but I haven't even listened to it for 2 months. If you actually become honest with ourselves, we'll realize the roadblock is staring back at us.
That is so powerful, Dave. The roadblock is staring at us. We're looking at it in the mirror. It just makes so much sense. Dave, I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your family time right there to come on and teach us, because seriously, you have so much energy and so much vision, and we appreciate everything that you do for all of Zinzino. emceeing was amazing on Thursday, so thank you for your time. I think all of us would say that. Thank you for your time, Dave. Thanks so much for taking the time to come on here.
Blessings, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. And hey, we haven't even got started.
Thank you, Dave. You're amazing.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank you, Dave.
God bless.
Awesome.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Absolutely awesome. Thank you, Dave.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Let's get to work, everyone. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you,
Carla, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Carla.
Bye, guys. Have a great day.